Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm Cindy Simmons and this is Coffee Convo Wednesday, and welcome. What a kind of fun day it is when you're working on not a whole bunch of sleep. I don't know why that is, but for the last 2 or 3 days, not really been sleeping great, so it makes me a little cuckoo. I thought today I would bust out the unicorn mug. Why? Because we all know what was happening with unicorn coffee, but it wasn't really coffee, let's be honest, okay? But I just heard that they were doing that whole unicorn drink, but now they have a mermaid drink. Yeah, I don't know, Google it. So, look, I like coffee and I want to drink coffee. I don't care if it's a unicorn or not, and I love unicorns and I love rainbows, but I need my coffee in the morning. Okay, so let's get right to it. We have a big show today, a lot of fun things to talk about, and kind of things I'm excited to share with you. All right, so this is episode 55 of Coffee Convo Wednesday. Glad you could be here. Number one on the show today, Ryan Seacrest and I are somehow connected, kind of. Okay, so let me give you a little history. If you don't know much about me, like I said, my name is Cindy, and I have a radio background. So when I was going to college, I was interning at a radio station in Los Angeles called KISS FM, which is where Ryan Seacrest works, which is kind of funny. And the reason we're talking about Ryan Seacrest, because just in case you hadn't heard already, he is the new host to Kelly Ripa, new co-host to Kelly Ripa, which I kind of like. I saw a little buzz on Facebook that people were like, meh, but I sort of like Ryan Seacrest a lot. So being that I have a radio background, I was interning at KISS FM, not knowing that someday I was going to end up working at the radio station that he interned at, while he was going to end up working at the radio station I interned. Does that make sense? Are you following? Okay. So when I interned at KISS FM in Los Angeles, which is where I'm from, Ryan Seacrest was trying to get a job there. And it was funny because I was with a coworker of mine and we were riding up the elevator and I met him and he seemed familiar to me. I think at the time he was maybe doing some spin-off of that American Gladiator show. Do you remember that on television? So he wasn't doing radio that I know of. I think he was doing like little TV stuff or whatever. But he couldn't have been lovelier. Rode up the elevator with him because he was looking to meet someone that I worked with. So I pointed him in the right direction and we chatted up the whole way up the elevator, and then got off and talked to him for a couple of minutes. Super lovely. But he wasn't Ryan Seacrest at that time. He was just some guy riding up the elevator, and I kind of had heard his name before. But super lovely. So turns out, so I work at that radio station for years, big famous radio station in Los Angeles. He gets a job years later at the competing radio station in Los Angeles. Then I moved out of LA, stopped at Nashville, and then ended up in Atlanta, Georgia, where I worked at a radio station called Star 94 for 12 years, which coincidentally is where he got his start. And so then a guy that I worked with at the radio station Star 94 for 12 years, Tom Sullivan, he's a friend of mine, and he's the one who gave Ryan Seacrest his start at the radio station. So then we went on to interview Ryan on our show a bunch, and we always kind of joked about that story. And he is lovely, genuinely kind, lovely, not in that like fake Hollywood kind of way. And I think that's maybe because we had his mom on our show a couple times, Connie. I think it's Connie. And she was lovely too. I think he just had a good Southern upbringing, and I think his parents just raised him right. So I think he has gotten to be successful for many different reasons, because he's obviously talented, but I think he's kind of kept that good kindness upbringing that his parents gave him. So I'm super proud that Ryan Seacrest has yet another job co-hosting with Kelly Ripa, because I love Kelly. And she's been, I think, hosting that show for like 17 years, like a really, really long time. So I think they make a great TV couple, and I'm kind of excited to watch Ryan Seacrest. So there you go. Small world, and there's my Ryan Seacrest story for you. All right, number 2 on Coffee Convo Wednesday today, very important question. Okay, I have visuals, as always. This is a coffee cup. This is a small cereal bowl. When you load your dishwasher, where did these go? I ask because my husband and I are having a debate. I'm not going to tell you who thinks where they should go, because I've told my husband that I'm going to talk about this on Coffee Convo Wednesday today, but I don't want to give it away and tell you where I think these go and where he thinks that they go. So, do these go on the top shelf or do these go on the bottom shelf? Small coffee mug and a little small cereal bowl. Top shelf of the dishwasher or the bottom shelf of the dishwasher? I told you, very important question. See, easy. Comment below. Let me know. I just, little breakfast bowl and a little coffee cup. Where do they go? While you ponder on that a minute, I'm going to drink my delicious coffee in my unicorn mug, which is everything. Okay, comment below, top shelf or bottom shelf? I said top or bottom. I'm sure that's what you thought I was going to talk about. All right, number 3 on Coffee Convo Wednesday. I'm so excited to tell you this because this was kind of an amazing experience. You know when you have those moments in your life, you're like, pinch me, this is actually happening to me. All right, so obviously I'm a Disney fan. I grew up in Los Angeles, went to Disneyland like my entire childhood with my parents. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for that because it was awesome. And still a Disney fan. We take our children there all the time. We just love fun family experiences. So when I heard that they were making Pandora, the world of Avatar, it was going to be this new land, Disney's Animal Kingdom, of course I saw Avatar. I mean, I think everyone in like the universe saw Avatar. Well, so I heard about this land that they were building at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I thought, how are they going to do that? There's like floating mountains and it's beautiful and there's banshees flying. Like, what in the world? Well, I got invited from Disney, which was really cool, to go to Disney's Animal Kingdom and check out Pandora, the world of Avatar. It doesn't open until May 27th. And so we went last weekend. First of all, I stayed at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, which was my first time staying there, and it's beautiful. And second of all, Pandora, the world of Avatar, y'all, it's so beautiful. I mean, that is really like all I could keep saying the entire weekend that we were sort of exploring Pandora. All right, but a couple of things stood out, and I wanted to tell you about a couple of them, and I actually wrote them down so I wouldn't forget. Okay, so first of all, we're at Pandora, the world of Avatar, and John Landau, which is one of the producers of the movie Avatar, he did Titanic, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, a bunch of movies with James Cameron, which I'm sure you've heard of, you know, the big Avatar Titanic director guy. So John Landau shows up during our media preview weekend, and I'm like, he won an Academy Award, and I'm chatting with an Academy Award winner, which I'm pretty sure as many celebrities that I've ever interviewed in my life, which are a lot because of my radio background, I don't know that I can say I ever met and talked to an Academy Award winner. So that was kind of cool. And then we talked to Joe Rohde, who's basically the creator of Disney's Animal Kingdom. So they got together with a bunch of Disney Imagineers and created this beautiful land, Pandora, the world of Avatar. So kind of like how they're doing a Star Wars land at Disney's Hollywood Studios, they're doing this at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And it is this big land, and you go in, and this is your face. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It's so breathtaking, like it's almost overwhelming. And so there's a couple of rides that they have in there that I wanted to tell you about. The first one is the Navi River Journey, which I hate comparing rides, but just to kind of give you some perspective. You know how they have the boat in It's a Small World, and it's a very just chill boat ride? It's like that. So you're taking a boat ride and you see the Navi shaman of songs, like she's singing, and it's, you know, how the avatars, the Navi, they're ginormous if you've seen the movie. And P.S., you don't have to have ever seen Avatar to go visit Pandora, the world of Avatar. I'm just kind of giving you that little tidbit. You don't have to have seen the movie. But so she's there and she's singing, and it's like this audio animatronic shaman woman avatar. Like, apparently it's the most difficult figure that the Disney Imagineers have ever created. She's so good. Like, she's singing a movie, and I'm like, she looks real. I mean, she looks real. That's crazy. It's so overwhelmingly beautiful. You almost feel like a little tear happening there because you're just like, how do they do this? It's so pretty. And I'm kind of like that when I go on It's a Small World at Magic Kingdom. I'm really overwhelmed. Like, it's so pretty. I love it here. It's a world of laughter. I don't know what's wrong with me. So I thought that maybe I was just like in one of those emotional moods, but it really is. It's just so beautiful that you're like, whoa. Then, okay, so that's one ride. I'll tell you about the other ride in a minute. They have this great restaurant there called the Tule Canteen, and you can get these pods, which sounds very weird, but it's a pod like this. So it's a round steamed pod, and they have two different kinds of things on the inside. So it's a steamed pod. One is a cheeseburger, and the other is vegetable curry. So it's a round steamed pod. It looks like something from another planet, which would make sense because you're kind of on another planet. You're in a different world. You're on Pandora, the world of Avatar. And then you eat this thing that looks like a round bun almost with the cheeseburger in the middle, and you're thinking, there's no way that's going to taste like a cheeseburger. And then you're like, oh my goodness, this tastes like a cheeseburger. Maybe one of the best things I have put in my mouth. So if you get a chance and you are at Pandora, the world of Avatar, check out Tule Canteen because you've got to try one of these steamed pods. Incredible. Okay, and then the third thing I wanted to tell you about Pandora, the world of Avatar, besides just spend all of your time walking around like this, because that's what you're going to want to do. There is another ride, and it's called the Flight of Passage. And if you pay attention to a lot of like Disney stuff, people are saying, oh, it's going to be like Soarin' and Epcot. I hadn't heard that. So I get there. I'm going to do a reenactment because, okay, so do you remember if you did see the movie Avatar, they have the banshees that the avatars ride. The Na'vi people ride the banshees, right? So they essentially put you on what looks like to be, I want to say a motorcycle, but kind of like if you were going to ride a stationary bike, and you lean forward and you're holding on to some handles. And there's, I want to say like a big screen in front of you, so you put on the 3D glasses. Now I will tell you, there is a height limit. I want to say it's 48 inches maybe. And it does say on there, if you're afraid of heights or you have motion sickness, this might be not like the best ride for you, but I'll give you a clue. I am petrified of heights. Like I almost have to be sedated when I fly in an airplane, and I fly plenty of times, but I just don't like it. I'm afraid of heights, and I do have a little bit of motion sickness. So let me tell you my experience. So I'm on this ride, and you are holding on. You have these 3D glasses, and they create an avatar for you, and it's like you're riding a banshee. So you lean in, and you're holding on, and where if you've ever been on the ride Soarin' at Disney's Epcot, you know it's this big screen, and you're kind of, you know, flying. It's all simulated. On this banshee, like it's like you're flying for real. And you're holding on and you're going whoosh, whoosh. And that's the best I can do because I don't really want to spoil it for you. You really have to experience it yourself. But I kind of want to tell you because if you're bringing your family, your kids, and you are wondering like, I don't know what to expect because I didn't know what to expect. And so for someone, like I said, me, who has motion sickness and am deathly afraid of heights, I loved it. I think it's like 4.5 minutes. I got off this ride. Well, let me back up for a minute. During the ride, this was me. And I'm not even exaggerating. And I do like to tell a good story. But this is not part of the story. It's really, this is what happened. So I'm on this ride and I'm like, whoa, oh, 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 oh. And they're like men and women sitting on each side of me, but you forget that anyone is anywhere near you because you're like on a banshee flying through Pandora, this entirely different world. And I feel myself again getting like, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Thank you, God, for all this beauty. It's so beautiful. I swear to goodness, I don't even know what is wrong with me, but I'm sure. Like, I apologize to the guys who were sitting next to me. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I felt like I was really loud. And they're like, no, we were doing the same thing. And I did think that I heard some noises coming from them, but I forgot that they were there on either side. So I just wasn't paying attention because I was so in this world that I felt it was like one of those When Harry Met Sally moments, if you know what I'm talking about. But it's all like so crazy beautiful. And you're like going fast and you're flying. I mean, it feels like you are flying on a banshee. It might have been one of the most amazing attractions at Walt Disney World I have ever been on. So, little side note, I'm talking to Joe Rohde, the creator of Disney's Animal Kingdom, during this media event after. It was like the next day after I rode Flight of Passage, and I'm telling him this entire story, and I'm imitating the story. So I'm telling the guy who created Animal Kingdom and got together with John Landau, the producer, and James Cameron of Avatar, and I'm telling him this story. And I thought, this guy must think I am wickety whack, because I'm like, wow. And he was dying laughing. I told him, I said, it was so great. I said, I was like emotional when I was done. Like, wow, like my legs were like a little, I think just because it was so like in the tears. And he goes, that's exactly what we wanted. So then I was no longer embarrassed, because here I am telling this guy who created all of this that I'm a total weirdo. And no, he said, he's like, not that I want you to cry on the ride. He goes, but that's what we want. He's like, we want you to come into this land, into this world, Pandora, the world of Avatar, and have like this experience. And that's what it is. I'm telling you, it's not even like those two rides are great, but walk around and take in all the beauty. It is truly like you're, in a different world. Okay, I'm done, because I'm kind of exhausted from that ride. I was a little exhausted after riding Flight of Passage, because it was really so amazing. All right, so should you go to Pandora, the world of Avatar, when it opens on May 27th? Yes, 1,000 times yes. And I know it's going to be crowded for a while, and you're thinking, but when you can go, and even if you haven't seen the movie Avatar, it's okay too. But hey, look, or if you haven't seen it for a long time, because I know I hadn't seen it for a really long time, and then I watched it again. But I was kind of glad I watched it again, because it sort of just connects you to that world and brings you sort of like, okay, this is what it is. So if you can, watch it before you go. But if you can go sometime at some point in your life, please do me a favor and go check it out and eat at Tule Canteen, because that pot, so good. All right, so, I have one more thing. So while we were there, we learned a lot about the Disney Conservation Fund, because Disney's Animal Kingdom, and actually all of Walt Disney, in fact, the quote on here says, you've probably heard people talk about conservation. Well, conservation isn't just the business of a few people. It's a matter that concerns all of us. Isn't that the truth? That's from Walt Disney. So we got this beautiful book. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. It's like a $40 book. $40 book, y'all. It's called the Disney Conservation Fund, and in it has all of these just gorgeous pictures of everything that the Disney Conservation Fund is doing. I mean, stop, look at that. So I have this book for you because it's so beautiful, and we got to talk to a representative from the Disney Conservation Fund, and she was amazing. And this book is beautiful, and I just want to share it with you. And then I also, because it's just fun, I got a little Disney Princess storybook collection for you too, and this is like a $20 book. And it's beautiful. So it has a bunch of Disney Princess stories in it, and I have both of these books for you because I had such a great weekend at Walt Disney World, and even though I couldn't bring you with me, I was so excited to share all of it with you today. And so I thought I'd bring you back some gifts. So how do you get these gifts? As always, just share this Coffee Convo Wednesday, click share, and then let me know that you've shared it, because what I'll do is I'll come through after and like your share. Your share equals an entry, and then I'll pick one of you, and you'll get both of the, ow, really? I just clocked myself in the head. Which doesn't surprise me. You'll get both of these books, and I will have a winner picked by 5 p.m. on Friday, which is Cinco de Mayo. So Friday, May 5th, just share this video. You only need to do it once, and that will be your entry, and oh my goodness, that's going to leave a mark. There you go. So what do we talk about on Coffee Convo Wednesday? I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Number one, Ryan Seacrest. I worked at his radio station. He worked at my radio station. We both worked at the same radio station and met. It's so funny. I interned at the radio station he is at, and he interned at the radio station I worked at for 12 years in Atlanta, Georgia. Crazy small world. Number 2, if you didn't comment below, let me know. Coffee mug, coffee cup, and a cereal bowl. Do they go on the top rack of the dishwasher or the bottom? You can comment below. And then Pandora, the World of Avatar. Amazing. Opens at Disney's Animal Kingdom on May 27th. Go and just spend the day at Disney's Animal Kingdom. It's so beautiful and breathtaking, just visually stunning, and walk around, look up, look down, and go at night too. I didn't even mention the bioluminescent. Oh my goodness. At night, Pandora is just a completely different world. So you're seeing one world during the day, and then everything glows during the night at Disney's Animal Kingdom at Pandora. It's amazing. Okay, so there you go. 3 things on the list, and then you can win the amazing books just by sharing this video. I'm Cindy Simmons. Thank you for hanging out with me on Coffee Convo Wednesday. It has been a real treat. It's Wednesday, only 2 more days to go till Friday. So follow me on all of the socials, and if you've ever missed any of the Coffee Convo Wednesdays and you want to catch up, go to my YouTube page, Cindy A. Simmons. Just do a search for that, and you can watch every single Coffee Convo Wednesday that has ever aired. And this is the 55th one, so there's been 55 of them. You don't know. You have all that time in your day. You just want to sit and watch my Coffee Convo Wednesdays. Have a great I'm just going to call it a day. It's the lack of sleep. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Happy Coffee Convo Wednesday. Cheers. Bye.